Sometimes when people are having relationship problems but don't know why, the answer is boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines between where I end and you begin. Boundaries are limits we set to keep a healthy balance between our own needs and a partner's needs. Boundaries help us manage our time, our energy, and our love. Let me tell you a story about what happens when boundaries go missing. She looked down at the phone for what seemed like the 20th time that hour. She was expecting to hear that ding that indicated a new message, but her phone was disappointingly silent. She didn't understand why the person she'd been having exciting new relationship energy with had suddenly vanished with some half-hearted excuses. I'll just send another text, she thought. Maybe they'll write back if they know how much I like them. Maybe I'm not communicating enough. Boundaries around what is important to us. The problem here isn't a lack of communication, it's a lack of boundaries. Once we've ruled out good reasons why someone isn't communicating, we can assess whether our desires for quantity of communication are even compatible with theirs. Do you like to communicate daily, but your date likes to check in once or twice a week? That's a mismatch in priorities and preferences around communication with a partner. It's a boundaries issue. Once we've decided what we want in relationships, we can choose whether or not to stick to our boundaries. Does this person share your values and priorities? Does it matter? Are they a friend where you can have slightly different values or priorities and it doesn't matter? Or are they a partner where you really need to be on the same page, especially if there's kids involved? Ignoring our boundaries. If we haven't clarified our boundaries or we don't stick to our boundaries around what we want in relationships, that's where things can get a little sticky. Say we have an anxious attachment style and we're excited about a new partner. We want to spend lots of time with them. We want to cuddle. We want to get to know them. It's all wonderful. But then they decide they aren't ready for a serious commitment. Ouch. Maybe we think, oh, that's okay. Maybe I'm not really looking for something that serious. While we ignore the pulling of our heartstrings that tell us it's time to settle down. We can spend weeks or months deliberating, feeling torn because we aren't honoring our own deeper long-term needs, but settling for something that feels good in the moment. Honoring our own boundaries. If we are clear in ourselves what we want long-term, we might let the person know where we stand, but we need to be clear in ourselves that we want what we want. We need to be okay letting go of something that's nice to get something truly fulfilling. Imagine you were offered the choice between a meal full of sugar and fat and processed stuff, or a healthy, well-balanced meal. If you're used to eating food with lots of sugars and fats, that might taste better. But once we switch our diet to foods that have a deeper nutritional value, we feel more deeply satisfied by this healthier option. Sure, that cake might taste good in the moment, but we actually prefer the healthier food because we feel better after we eat it. Just like that, honoring our boundaries around what we truly want feels better in the long run. By being clear about your boundaries and sticking to them, you create healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Part of having good boundaries is about defining what is important to you and ensuring that you respect your own needs and desires.